A move to re-examine the Dana Ireland murder case has one of the defense attorneys admitting that he should have been able to do more for his client, Albert Ian Schweitzer. KHON2 was the first to report that the Hawaii Innocent Project has filed a motion for the court to take another look at the case, citing, among other things, that Schweitzer, who was found guilty for the rape and murder of Dana Ireland, received ineffective counsel. One of the two attorneys who defended Schweitzer agrees because he believes Schweitzer did not get a fair trial. Manola Morales follows up. Manola?
Joe, I spoke with attorney Peter Esser, and he's put in an unusual spot here because admitting that Schweitzer did not receive good representation in the trial would help the Hawaii Innocence Project's claim and could eventually set his former client free. Dana Ireland was riding a bicycle on a secluded road in Puna on the Big Island on Christmas Eve of 1991 when she was hit by a vehicle, raped, and left to die. 3 years later, Frank Pauline Jr. confessed to the killing and testified against Albert Ian Schweitzer and his brother Sean. Pauline was killed in 2015 in prison while serving a life sentence. Sean was 16 years old when Ireland was murdered. He was found guilty of manslaughter and served a year in jail and 5 years probation, while Albert is serving a life sentence in an Arizona prison.
This guy was utterly unfairly convicted. It was a bad trial.
Attorney Peter Esser represented Albert Schweitzer in his appeal. He tells me the reason Schweitzer was treated unfairly was that there was too much pretrial publicity, so it was impossible for his client to get a fair trial. He says the trial should have at least been moved to another county like Oahu or Maui. You think that would have helped?
It wouldn't help entirely because your KHON stories were island-wide, well, statewide. Yeah. But it would help to a certain extent because the Big Island was just overwhelmed with this story for years. So it would have been better.
Esser tells me he did the best he could for Schweitzer at the time, and he doesn't object to being called ineffective if it will help his former client get out of prison.
I don't want to deny any of their claims for a couple of reasons. I want this guy to succeed. So I don't want to do anything to undermine these claims. I want this guy to get a new trial. He deserves one.
The Hawaii Innocence Project also wants DNA evidence retested, saying none of the DNA presented matched with Schweitzer's. I spoke with an expert who says the technology today can provide more accurate information.
Using these new techniques because they give more information, or maybe you'd say they just give better resolution. And the reason why you want that is it just gives you more confidence in the results that you interpret.
I also spoke with one of the deputy prosecutors who handled the case, Charlene Iboshi. She tells me that based on the evidence against Schweitzer, it was a rightful conviction. We will let you know what the court rules on the Hawaii Innocence Project's motion. Manola Morales, KHON 2 News.